We are coming to you live from picturesque Winterholder Field, just a few short miles from the bustling metropolis that is downtown Upland, Indiana, for our second game of the 2022 Upland bracket. It pits the host and the 3-seed Taylor Trojans against the 2-seed Northwestern Ohio Racers. Both of these clubs come in ranked in the top 25 in the national polls. Northwestern Ohio clocks in at the 19 spot, Taylor at 22. My name is Rick Johnston. Our first game of the day, first upset of the afternoon. Number 5, Bryan, able to topple 4-seed Columbia. So the Lions of Bryan on their way to take on top-seeded Southeastern here later tonight. Here for our final game of day number 1. Northwestern Ohio 37-12 out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. They were winners of both the regular season and the tournament championship. They came back in the 3-game series against Madonna, lost game 2 12-4, then routed the Crusaders 25-2 to take home that Crossroads or that Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference title. Packed house again here at Winterholder Field. It filled up quick and fast to watch these home teams play today. Northwestern Ohio's brought a great crowd over from the Lima, Ohio area. Groeneweg fires, it's a pitch inside, and it's a strike to Ruschi. And we are underway here from Upland, Indiana for game number 2. Ruschi with a .345 average. Titus Groeneweg, the 6'6 lefty, pumps in another pitch, this time on the outside corner. Nothing in 2 to Ruschi. And a quick start here for the lefty junior out of California, the transfer from Cal State Fullerton. A low and away offering, 1-2 to Ruschi. Nick has put together one of the better single seasons for a shortstop, both at the plate and at the field. Groeneweg, a .303 average, starts his 8th game, a 3-1 overall record. Swing and a miss to Ruschi, and a picture-perfect start here for the Uno lefty. Defense behind Groeneweg today, Brian Deal in left, Noah London in center, Josue Ortiz is in right, Alex Velasco's at third, Christian Perez is at short, Shakir Jackson's the second baseman, Yadi Rivera is at first, and Eric Castro completes the battery here this afternoon with the starter Groeneweg. Groeneweg quickly waiting for the top RBI man in all of college baseball, Taylor's TJ Bass. Groeneweg comes inside, and that's the first ball that he's dealt in some time. Bass, the player of the year in the Crossroads League, program leader in home runs in a single season and RBI. Breaking ball nicely dealt in by the lefty Groeneweg to even the count at 1-1. TJ, the Trojans' second best batter, 93 RBI, leads all of college baseball no matter the level. Third one from Groeneweg, a little flare towards shallow center field. Multiple men race back. It lands in between all 3 racers. Noah London playing too far back in center to get to it. Perez, the shortstop, and Jackson, the second baseman, have it land in between them, and it's a 1-out single for TJ Bass. If you were hoping to come to this game today, you better get here quick, and you might want to bring a long chair. So the Trojans go player of the year and then newcomer of the year in Caleb Colpine back-to-back. Colpine, the 6'3 lefty freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Top of the first. And a breaking ball here from Groeneweg clips the outside corner. Good-looking pitch there from the lefty. Just in 32 2/3 innings for Groeneweg this season, but has made an impact in that short time. Second one, Colpine grooves it to deep center field. London races back. He's at the warning track. He looks up, and it's the top of the first. 2-run bomb for the freshman Caleb Colpine as he hits it to the deepest part of the park. Well, that's one way to start the top of the first. It was a slow tournament at the plate for Caleb Colpine, but the freshman of the year tattoos one to deep center, and it's quickly 2-0 Trojans. But things don't get any easier here for the lefty Groeneweg as the big fella stands as still as a statue, waiting for the electrifying Connor Crawford. Fastball up and away for a ball. Remember, Crawford got hit by a pitch in the first game against Huntington in the Crossroads League tournament. Came back the very next day, then hit the longest ball we've seen all season before maybe that one from Colpeen to dead center. Second one brought back across the outside corner. It's called for strike number 1.
Come on, 9.
Second all-time in a single season in RBI and home runs is Crawford. Rips it right back up the middle, and the hit parade continues. Leadoff strikeout, then bloop single, bomb home run, line drive up the middle. And the Trojans have got a man on with one gone in the first, leading by a deuce. And this brings up, if they gave the award out, it would have gone to this man. And a quick walk out here from Corey Hartman, the head coach of the Northwestern Ohio Racers. Fitting that a team with the nickname of Racers makes their way to Indiana during the great month of May. We're obviously gearing up for the Indy 500 coming up over Memorial Day weekend. Northwestern Ohio, very well known, particularly in recent years, for their activity in the auto racing world. You see the Uno logo around a lot of NASCAR races. But it's fitting that the team with the nickname the Racers comes here to the state of Indiana for the month of May. So a quick mound visit. Groeneweg, the top starter. Most work has come here at the end of the season. As you mentioned, 3-1. Does have the heat to blow it by you if you're not ready for it. But quickly rose and will be becoming one of the top 3 arms for Northwestern Ohio here in the late stages of the season. Again, just the 10th overall appearance and the 8th start for Groeneweg in just over 32 innings of work. Curveball to the lefty, Knepp drops her in for a strike. If they gave a most outstanding player of the Crossroads League tournament, it would have gone to Camden Knepp here at the plate. Started the tournament off 4 for 5 and then did not slow down after that. Wind blows out towards right field for the lefty second baseman. Lefty versus lefty matchup, it's a ball away. It was a capacity crowd for the tournament championship game last week, a 12-9 Taylor win as they had to hold on for dear life in the bottom of the 9th against Huntington. As the Foresters scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th. This one almost clips Knepp in the right shoulder. It's 2-1. Taylor's the road team on the scoreboard, but it is definitely a home field advantage here for the host Trojans. 2-run home run for Caleb Colpeen to dead center. Crawford followed the single. He's at first. Big swing for Knepp as he wanted to ride the wind to right field. Fastball heat from Groeneweg. Swing and a miss, 2-2. The pitch, low and away. Good slide by the catcher Castro to keep it in front. Full count to the second baseman Camden Knepp. 74 degrees, sunny, a strong breeze that has started to scream out towards right center. Payoff, runner stays, will foul it off. Does Knepp to the screen. As fans continue to make their way to the seats, they are taking the very few open seats that have been left. If you have a friend that is saving your seat, that is a friend for life, and you need to thank them profusely, because there aren't many to speak of right now. Here's pitch number 7 to Knepp with the count full. Crawford at first after the bomb and a single. Inside, ball 4, and this strong start to the first continues for the Trojans, clad in gray. And now the catcher, Ben Cowball, steps in.
Come on, Benny. Come on, Benny.
With Taylor being the visiting team here in the contest, having the worst seed to the 2-seed Racers, they are in the first base dugout on their home field. Breaking ball dropped in by Groeneweg for a called strike 1.
Come on, Benny. Come on, Benny.
Ben a .247 average, 37 hits, 15 for extra bases, 10 doubles and 5 homers. 2 on, 1 out. 2-run home run for Caleb Colpeen's got the Trojans ahead 2-0. Big swing and a miss. Actually get a little piece of it was Cowball. On the foul tip, he quickly falls back 0-2. Jacob Morris to follow, then Michael Panarski and the first baseman, Cade Vandermolen. In front of this capacity crowd here on the Trojans' home field, Winterholder Field. 2 strikes to Cowball. Groeneweg off the end of the bat. Into the shallow part of right center field. 3 men converge. No one gets to it. Another hit for the Trojans, and the bases are full as Cowball pokes one into the right center field gap. He was down 0-2, sends her opposite way, and it's full The bases are for Jacob Morris here at the top of the first. Great piece of hitting there for Calbaugh. Mason David runs for the Trojan catcher at first. As fans continue to come in here, I don't know where they're finding open seats. We don't see any from our vantage point here. But they must have some really good friends down there holding their seat when they were getting done with their final. Morris at the plate, bases juiced. And Taylor could not have asked for a better start here to the top of the first. A leadoff strikeout to Ruschi, and then it's gone single, homer, single, walk, single, and they're loaded up for the lefty Jacob Morris out of Anderson, Indiana. First pitch, fastball inside, the hardest pitch that we've seen Groeneweg deal today. Second one, Morris watches a curveball paint the outside part of the plate for a called strike one to even the count at 1. Morris, a .294 average, 16 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs. He's driven in 41 runs this season for the Trojans, clad in gray. Bases full of his mates here with 1 out in the second. In the first, chases a curveball away in the opposite batter's box, strike 2. Good looking pitch there from Groeneweg. Started in the wheelhouse of Morris, and then that ball just kept moving away from the barrel of Morris's bat. One out, bases full. 2-0 Taylor lead. Morris will add to it here with a line drive single. Diving catch made by Noah London. He dove at the last possible moment and picks it off the top of the grass. That takes runs off the board on what looked to be a surefire RBI hit for Jacob Morris. Excellent diving catch by the Uno center fielder, Noah London. Normally it's Josue Ortiz who we've seen make the diving catches in center this season for Northwestern Ohio. He patrols in right field today. And a diving catch here for London. Keeps it at a 2-0 Taylor lead as Penarski tries to add to it here with 2 retired. Fastball into the inner half from Groeneweg. Crawford at third, Knepp at second. Mason David runs for Calbaugh at first after the 1-out walk to load him up. Diving catch by London has kept runs off the board. Penarski trying to add to it. Second one, breaking ball, paints the outside corner, 0-2 here from Groeneweg. And the Trojan faithful voiced their displeasure with that called strike for the first time today.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Penarski, the D3 Manchester University transfer. Crawford, big dance off of third, trying to catch the eye of the lefty Groeneweg. Fastball, Penarski launches it. He ricochets it off one of the lights above the first base dugout. The good news is it sounds like he hit one of the protective coverings to not shatter the glass that would fall from 3 to 5 stories above our heads. Still 2 strikes to Penarski, bases full, 2 outs. The Trojans trying not to leave any more runs on the bases. Groeneweg, the big lefty. Fastball tails away opposite batter's box, 1-2. 6'6", 220 is Titus Groeneweg, the transfer from Cal State Fullerton. Again, has blossomed here as of late and has become the ace of the UNOH staff. The 1-2 to Penarski. Inside, he scoots back, and the righty bat has worked the count even at 2-2. Cade Vandermolen waits on deck for the Trojans. Penarski, the 8th man in the order. A 1-out single to Bass. 2-run shot by Caleb Colpine to dead center. And now Taylor trying to add to it here after the diving catch by London in center field. 2-2. Ball 3. Nowhere to put Penarski. A bunch of Taylor alums are filling, the baseball alums filling the seats to our left. They've been in this situation. Tanner Watson, Jared Atkins, when Taylor was the host of the opening round for the first time in program history in 2018. Payoff here in 2022. Penarski swings and misses, and a big scream into the mitt by Groeneweg as he continues to scream into the leather mitt. After sacrificing a 2-run home run, he works around the bases loaded with 1 out. And he keeps Uno within striking distance after 1/2 inning. It's 2-0 Trojans. The Racers up to bat for the first time next on the Trojan Sports Network.
Staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear.
Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Taylor put 8 of their 9 men to the plate in the top of the first. Caleb Colpine with a 2-run homer, but the Trojans unable to capitalize on a bases-loaded 1-out situation. Thanks to a diving catch by Noah London, and Northwestern Ohio bats for the first time. They face the Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year, Taylor's Luke Shively. Shakir Jackson leads it off. He's a 6'1 senior. He's playing second base today, and he's from Rock Island, Illinois. Inside, Shively misses on the fastball. It's 2-0. Luke, a 2.32 ERA, 11-1 overall record. That's the most wins by a Taylor pitcher in a single season. Makes his 15th start. Has had 3 complete games, has struck out 97 and walked 32. Misses away here, and it's 3-0. Remnants of what we saw from Shively when he came in out of the pen to finish up the Crossroads League Championship game last week in his first relief appearance. Jackson trying to lead things off with the Racers down 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. The 3-0. Jackson shows bunt. It's a strike on the outside half. Jackson a .361 average for this .331 high-octane offense from Northwestern Ohio. Rivera and Gregalis to follow. Time is called by Taylor catcher Ben Cowball. We'll set the rest of the Northwestern Ohio batting order after Jackson's at-bat comes to a close. He's ahead 3-1 to lead off the bottom of the first. Off speed at the knees, called for strike 2 to even the count, or to make the count full, excuse me. Jackson starting to find his rhythm after going through a major slump for almost a month early this season. Payoff pitch, outside corner, just misses, strike 3 by a whisker. That's a leadoff walk here for Jackson, the second baseman. Yadi Rivera to follow, then Tyler Gregalis, Christian Perez, Josue Ortiz, Brian Deal, the left fielder, Alex Velasco, the third baseman, Eric Castro, the catcher, and Noah London, the center fielder. And after the Colpine home run, London's diving catch on Jacob Morris for the second out of the top of the first with the bases full is the second biggest play we've had so far here in the early goings. Here's the first baseman, Yadi Rivera. Goes after the first one, a curveball that's pulled to the left foul, bounces over the chain link fence and lands amongst some Taylor faithful up the right side of the park. Rivera, the best batter this season for Northwestern Ohio, a mind-blowing .418 batting average, 77 hits, 17 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers. He has slugged .679 this season. Goes opposite way here, still tails it foul to the capacity folks that are lining the left side of the ballpark here. 0-2 to the lefty Rivera. Again, we mentioned it is a sellout crowd here in Upland, Indiana today. The Trojans, the visiting team on the scoreboard, but playing on their home field. Second time in program history that the Trojans have hosted an opening round. And it is Taylor faithful up and down each side of the chain link fence. 2 strikes to Rivera. Jackson stays. A screamer to the end of the Uno dugout. Still 0-2. Rivera out of Puerto Rico, transferred in from Southeastern Illinois College, 6'3", 215. UNOH in the all-black uniforms this afternoon, Taylor in the all-grays. 2 strikes to Rivera, runner stays. Pitch up and away, ball 1. Two 2-0 hole here for Northwestern Ohio in the bottom of the first after the 2-run home run by Caleb Colpine. Fouled up the right side, but Rivera fouled it off the end of his right shoe. It squirted up the right side slowly. Might have also gone off the knee of Rivera, as that's where he's pointing to right now. Corey Hartman, the 12th-year head coach at Northwestern Ohio, comes out to check on his slugger Rivera, with Tyler Gregalis waiting on deck.
Come on, side. Come on, side.
Shively trying to join the short list of Taylor pitchers that have struck out 100 batters in a single season. He's ahead 1-2 here. Jackson stays at first. Rivera fouls out a play to the left. Good battle here between the right-handed throwing Shively and the lefty bat of Rivera. Winner of this game gets the winner of tonight's contest. 5-seed Bryan and top seed Southeastern tomorrow at 3:30. 1-2, and Rivera straightens it out a little bit, but it's still foul to the left side of the park. 4th foul ball with 2 strikes here by Rivera. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Leadoff walk by Shakir Jackson. 2-0 hole for Northwestern Ohio here in the bottom of the first. 1-2. Rivera, little flare left side. Ruschi races after it, dives, unable to make the play as he tumbles in shallow left. Penarski was right there as well. He picks it up. Ruschi upset with himself, thought he had a great chance to make a highlight reel catch. And the tying runners are on here for the DH, Tyler Gregalis. 2 on, nobody out here for Northwestern Ohio. Well, they list Gregalis as a righty bat. He's going to step in as a lefty here. 5'9", catcher out of Lexington, Kentucky. He's the DH here this afternoon with those Kentucky blue Nike batting gloves. Tying runners are on here for Gregalis. And Shively cannot find the zone. It's low and away. The Taylor fans unhappy with ball 1. Shively struggled to find the zone in the championship clinching win against Huntington, and he struggled here to find the strike zone here against Northwestern Ohio in the opening round. Shively takes his time, the righty out of the stretch. 2-0 Uno hole. Fastball up high, 2-0. Shively was electric in the opening game of the Crossroads League tournament, a complete game, his 3rd of the season, to shut down Spring Arbor. Steps off, bluffs the throw to second. Asks for the re-sign to come in from Calball. The 6'5" shortstop, Christian Perez, waits on deck. We've got 2 of the top shortstops in this opening round in this game right here. Ruschi, pickoff attempt to second. Ruschi was right there, but Jackson able to read it as he lunges back into the bag. Sun behind the clouds on this 73-degree day. Wind blows hard out towards the right field foul pole for the lefty bat of Tyler Gregalis. A leadoff walk and a flare single by Rivera have put 2 on with Northwestern Ohio down by 2. High in the air, out of play to the left. It lands just over the sidewalk. First strike here to Gregalis. Taylor in the new gray uniforms and pants that they debuted this season. Purple numbers and purple letters. Taylor in block letters across the front. Northwestern Ohio in the all black, with the white numbers on the back of the uniform and the white Northwestern Ohio logo over the heart on the left of the front of the jersey. 2-1. Kicking that back leg back is Gregalis. He goes ahead 3-1 here in the bottom of the first with nobody out, 2 runners on, and Northwestern Ohio down by 2. Three balls and a strike to the DH, Gregalis. Inside for ball 4. Shively beside himself on the hill. Missed us a little bit low, and they're loaded up for Northwestern Ohio with nobody out in the bottom of the first. And 18th-year head coach Kyle Gould makes an early mound visit and calls the entire Taylor infield in. It is a lively crowd here at Winterholder Field here on a Monday afternoon. Sellout crowd once again. Second sellout of the season here at the Taylor home field. And after the early mound visit at the top of the first, the Taylor faithful, mainly the students, gave the Northwestern Ohio folks a little jeers. When head coach Kyle Gould for Taylor comes out, Northwestern Ohio returns the favor. Bases full for the cleanup man, Christian Perez. 6'5" shortstop out of Puerto Rico. Listed as a first baseman. There's going to be the shortstop here for Northwestern Ohio, the Racers. Bases full of his teammates. They trail by 2 here in the bottom of the first. And Shively still cannot find the zone. Breaking ball misses away to the righty Perez. Nobody out, bottom of the first. Big spot here for Northwestern Ohio after London made the diving catch for the second out with the bases loaded. Kept the Taylor lead at 2-0. After the Colpine home run, Perez with an opportunity here to add runs. High fly ball, right side, foul territory. Vandermolen runs out of room as it sails out of play. For strike number 1 here to the shortstop, Perez. A .384 average for the 6'5" shortstop. 66 hits, 16 doubles, a couple of homers, and 46 runs batted in. Perez was 1 error away from winning the Gold Glove at shortstop in the WAC this season from talking with the folks at UNOH. A ball and a strike. Hard hit right back up the middle. Crawford lets it lands in front of it, and it rolls underneath his glove, and this is going to tie the game at 2 and maybe give Northwestern Ohio the lead. Gergalis rumbles around from first. They throw to third. Perez is in safe, and it's a 3-2 Northwestern Ohio lead as that's line drive to center, bouncing underneath the glove of Crawford, and just like that, Northwestern Ohio answers and takes their first lead of the day. So Perez does his job from the cleanup spot. And the leadoff walk, and Shively's struggles to find the strike zone have come back to hurt the Trojans here in the bottom of the first. As Northwestern Ohio's taken a 3-0 lead with still nobody retired. The 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the first. And here's Josue Ortiz, the right fielder. Shively bounces it in short, 1-0. I don't think Shively has started any of the first 5 batters he's faced off with a strike here today. The 2 RBI single for Perez, and then the E8 has made it 3-0 Northwestern Ohio here in the bottom of the first. And now it's 2-0 to Ortiz. Ground ball left side. Rushi backhand stop, sets his feet, fires across. Vandermolen leans, makes it for out number 1, but an insurance run comes around from third as Perez scores on the ground out. It is 4-2 Racers with 1 gone in the first. And the batter is the left fielder, Brian Deal. Fastball away from Shively to the righty left fielder Brian Deal. Another ball to start a batter here against the normally reliable Shively. Deal out of South Elgin, Illinois, transferred to UNOH from Triton Community College. He skies the second pitch foul here. Deal a .297 average here in 2022. Team leading 11 home runs for the 6th man in the order. Fights one off here, flare right side. Knepp right there, calmly makes the catch at second in the shallow right field grass. Second out here in the first with Northwestern Ohio ahead 4-2. And here's Alex Velasco, the third baseman. And that diving catch by Noah London with the bases full as he just was able to get his glove underneath the ball in the center field grass. Looming larger here. If he doesn't make that catch, at least 2 more runs come around as Shively starts his first batter off with a strike here in Velasco. The bases were full. There was only 1 out. Taylor was already up 2-0. The diving catch from London kept at least 1 run off the board and probably 2, and maybe even 3 if he doesn't make that catch and the ball gets by him. Second one is low for a ball. So stayed at a 2-0 lead, but the first 4 men all reach base safely and all come around to score. And Northwestern Ohio has a 4-2 lead, here with 2 retired in the bottom of the first. Foul ball pulled to the left side in Velasco. Right-handed third baseman out of New Mexico, transferred in from San Diego City College. Rest of that bounce back, right shoulder briefly, open righty stance, pulls it to the left side of the shortstop Rushi. Vacuums it up, fires across to Vandermolen. Tough pick, but 5 and Gray able to make it. But 4 runs here in the bottom of the first. Here as Northwestern Ohio is taking a 4-2 lead after 1 inning of play here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
So Taylor with some work to do here. They went into the bottom of the first up 2-0. They're now here down 4-2. As we start at the top of the second, 9-man Cade Vandermolen. It's a strike in the bottom part of the zone. Breaking ball from Titus Groneweg. Just 2 runs on 4 hits for Taylor in the first. 4 runs and just 2 hits in the bottom of the first for the Racers. Vandermolen pulls it to the left. Good to see Vandermolen back in the Taylor starting lineup. Came off the bench in the first couple games of the Crossroads League tournament. Is back at his normal starting spot at first. Here in the last handful of outings. Fastball misses in the opposite batter's box for ball 1. Castro tried to frame it across that outside corner, but it was about a ball and a half off the outside part of the plate. 1-2 to the leadoff man here, the second, Vandermolen. Curveball low this time, 2-2. Good eye from Vandermolen. As Groneweg has got all the tools showing here. He's got the high heat with the fastball and also has a deadly breaking ball too. Goes to the fast one here, opposite way, full count to Vandermolen as he tries to lead off the top of the second by getting on base. It was a leadoff strikeout for Rushi, then a Bass single and the Colpine home run. Lashed at to the dugout, or to the bullpen for Taylor up the right field corner. Still 3-2 as we're just underway here on the top of the second. Game 2 of the day. 5-seed Bryan knocked off 4-seed Columbia in the opener. Payoff pitch inside, looking for strike 3. Vandermolen thought it was ball number 4. He chucked the bat and jogged up to first, but is punched out here at home. Second strikeout of the day for Groneweg. He started the first 2 innings off with Ks. Again, coming in, Groneweg in those now just over 33 innings of work. 34 strikeouts and just 2 walks. Breaking ball misses to the lefty Rushi, who struck out to start the game off.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
Grown away quickly works. Lefty versus lefty. Rushi fights it off and bounces it over the Taylor dugout first base side. Third one to Rushi. Pop up. Sails towards the shallow center field area. Perez underneath. Makes the catch above his head for out number 2 here in the second, with Taylor down 4-2. So can Taylor get a 2-out rally going here in the top of the second? It'll be the big fella right fielder TJ Bass to start it off. Groeneweg is allowed about a hit per inning coming in, but again, does not give a lot of free passes, just 2 walks. And now almost 35 innings of work. Deals a pitch up high. That was just above the letters. It was caught letter high, but it sailed across the plate above the zone. A ball to Bass. 1 for 1 on the day is the Crossroads League Player of the Year. And there's ball 2. The wind blows out towards right field in a big way. So even if Bass doesn't get the best swing oppo to right field, that wind could carry it out of there. Bass 6'2", 245. Groeneweg comes inside, breaking ball, 3-0. It's the deadliest power hitter in the Crossroads League this season, and the Player of the Year. 4th season at Taylor. Bass coming back to use his COVID year next year. The 3-0 as the wind screams out towards right center, 3-1. Taylor down 4-2, nobody on, 2 outs, top of the second, as their offense has been stymied ever since that diving catch by London for the second out with the bases full in the first. Bass knuckles it over the leaping Perez. The 6'5" man soared through the air and almost ripped it out of the sky, but Bass able to lift it over the outstretched glove. He's 2 for 2, and it's a 2-out single for Bass. Not the best contact for TJ, but you just need a man on. And now the tag team that got Taylor the 2-0 lead is in the same spot that they were an inning ago. And almost 3 or 4 guys out of the UNOH dugout come out and tell the outfield to back up for Caleb Colpine. Fastball below the knees, ball number 1. Wind was not blowing out as hard as it is right now when Colpine drilled one to dead center. It is screaming out towards right center for the lefty Colpine. Off speed now 2-0 as the zone has started to tighten up here in the second frame. Colpine, the Crossroads League Newcomer of the Year. Also the Trojan leader in saves this season with 6. Lefty versus lefty matchup as Groeneweg toes the rubber. Comes home. Colpine rips it right side, but right to the second baseman, Jackson. Lobs it to first. It was a soft throw, and they were able to get Colpine out. The Trojans leave a runner stranded. We're through 1.5 here from Winter-Holder Field. The 2-seed Northwestern Ohio leads the 3-seed Taylor 4-2 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Capacity crowd here at Winter-Holder Field sees 2-seed Northwestern Ohio ahead 4-2 as the wind whips here hard out to right center. Luke Shively starts another batter off with the ball. That's what he's done majority of the way here. The 8th man he faces is the catcher, Eric Castro. 4-2 Northwestern Ohio lead. They scored all 4 runs on just 2 hits. And only 2 of those runs, 3 of the 4 runs, as Shively able to find the zone upstairs to make it 1-1. A 2 RBI single for Perez, and then a misplay on the ground on the bouncing ball by Crawford at center. Allowed the bases to get cleared with him full. High bouncer left side. Ruschi backpedal, snags it right at his armpit, fires to first. And Nick Ruschi shows why he's the Gold Glove Award winner in the Crossroads League at short. 1 out in the second. If you like stellar shortstop play, this is probably going to be the ball game for you today. We saw the 6'5 Perez almost rip a little blooper out of the air by Bass in the top half of the second. Ruschi has had 3 putouts here so far. Foul tip on a big swing by the center fielder Noah London, who right now is the hero of the day for Northwestern Ohio. Made that diving catch with the bases juiced and only 1 retired in the top of the first. If he doesn't make that play, 2 runs probably score, maybe even 3. So Trojans, even though Northwestern Ohio scored those 4 runs in the bottom of the first, second one's the ball to London, could see themselves ahead 5-4, but London made the catch with that neon green right arm sleeve, and Northwestern Ohio came back with 4 in the bottom of the first. Rips one, the wind's going to hold this one into the infield. Ruschi at short, finds it, camps underneath, now dances to his left or right, makes the catch for out number 2. This wind is just gnarly out to right field here on this Saturday afternoon. 2 gone in the second for Northwestern Ohio, top of the order, and Shakir Jackson. Better known as Shaq to his teammates. Jackson walked and scored on that RBI knock from Perez. Fastball Shively away, 1-0. Northwestern Ohio, the 19th ranked team in the country to end the regular season. 37-12, 19-3 in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Step out, swing and a miss from Jackson, 1-1. Shively needs a 1-2-3, bottom of the second in the worst way possible with Taylor down by just a deuce. Only game today is right here these 2 teams will play. Third one hopper deep in the hole. Ruschi snags, sets his feet, fires to Vandermolen, who makes the pick at first. A 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the second. After an offensive explosion of 6 runs in the first. No runs for either side here in the second. It's 4-2 Northwestern Ohio. To the third we go next on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Two innings in the books here from Winter Holder Field. The 3-seed Taylor, the visiting team on the scoreboard on their home field. They trail 4-2. And the 4th spot in the order, Connor Crawford leads it off. It's a ball from Titus Groneweg, and we're underway here in inning 3. Crawford, Knepp, and Cowball, they all got on to load the bases with 1 out in the first, and then that's when the offense sputtered for the Trojans. The lefty Groneweg deals in a fastball to make it 1-1. Connor a .299 average, 17 home runs and 69 RBI on the year, second most in a single season behind Bass. He bounces it to the left and gets a single here. Carford now 2 for 2 with his own Evo shield on his face. They had to borrow athletic trainer Casey Hackman's son's Kyler's for the tournament championship game last week, but they're able to get Connor his own. And Taylor wraps out their 6th hit of the day. And for the first time all day, they got the leadoff man on. And it brings up the stellar second baseman, Camden Knepp. Taylor down by just 2 as they've wrapped out 6 hits against Groeneweg. Wind now is shifted and blows out towards the right field foul pole. Knepp takes like he normally does. It's a curveball for a called strike on the outside corner. Knepp walked to put 2 on after the Colpine home run in the first. But then it was a diving catch by London, the strikeout to Penarski to end the Taylor fun in the first at just 2 runs home. Knepp tried to go opposite way, catches the screen, strike 1. Strike 2, excuse me. Cowball to follow, leadoff single has Crawford at first. Capacity crowd here for our second game of the day for the host team Taylor and the 2 seed Northwestern Ohio. Up and away, fastball ball 1. Good eye from Knepp. Camden a .308 average this season as a sophomore with 12 doubles, a couple of homers, and 40 driven in. 1-2. Again, opposite way, but foul. 2-2, or 1-2, excuse me. Knepp started the Crossroads League tournament off with a 4 for 5 showing, and at one point was 7 for 11 heading into the title game. 1-2, fights it off, a little flare to center, drops in front. Perez tried to barehand it, then he kicked it away. A rare error for the spectacular Christian Perez, and the tying men are on for Taylor with nobody out in the third. A little duck snort flare behind the mound in second base. Groeneweg wasn't going to get to it. Perez came charging in as he tried to barehand it to get the lefty Knepp at first. He dropped it, kicked it, and now it's first and second with nobody gone for Cowball. E6 on the official score here. And now here's Cowball, the power-hitting righty catcher. Groeneweg out of the stretch, lefty versus righty as he stares back at Crawford. Comes inside, Cowball tried to jump on the first one, got underneath of it, and skied it back and out of play for a strike. Benny hit a little flare to right field. His first time up to load him up on a single. He's got 2 on the pond here with Taylor down by a deuce in the top of the third with nobody out. Second one, backdoor curveball, misses the corner. And the zone has gotten incredibly tight. Much like a shirt that you leave wet that shrinks. The 1-1. Cowball hits it hard to dead center field. London goes back. He jumps and misses the catch. He missed the catch. Here comes Crawford. The throw from the outfield comes in. Crawford scores as Cowball smokes the double, and the Trojans are to within 1. London almost came up with his second highlight reel catch of the day, but he missed it. And as he landed at the bottom of the fence safely, Knepp set his sights for third. He missiled it in from center, and that keeps the game at a 1-run lead for Northwestern Ohio as London continues to save the Racers bacon here in the early going. Nobody out, 2 on for Jacob Morris, the left fielder. And if that wind isn't screaming from left to right, that thing probably would have gotten out of here with ease for Cowball. David runs for him at second. Inside fastball, and that zone continues to shrink mightily. It's ball 1. You are not getting any grace around the plate here this afternoon. Morris checks swing on a curveball, goes foul to the left, strike 1. It was Morris who was robbed of the RBI hit by London in center in inning number 1. The tying run is Knepp at third, David the go-ahead run at second. Nobody out, top of the third, Taylor down 4-3 And the 3 seed versus the 2 seed. Morris checks on the handle again, upset with himself as it ricochets back to home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on back-to-back foul balls by the lefty Morris. Second time that Taylor has served as an opening round host. They did so back in 2018. They were the 4 seed that year. They're the 3 seed this year. 1 and 2 from Groeneweg to Morris. Lefty versus lefty, and Morris fouls off his 3rd straight pitch. Taylor has wrapped out 7 hits here in the ball game so far. 2 here in this 3rd. A hit by Morris would tie the game at 4. Up the middle, just like that. We're tied at 4, and David wants the lead. Gould waves him around from 3rd. The throw not in time. Head first slide, Morris. Oh, the head first slide, David Morris dances at first, and it's 5-4 Trojans. 8th hit of the day. 2 RBI single, Morris and the Trojans back in front.
Now batting for the Trojans, third baseman, 27, Michael.
3 hits in the inning, nobody out so far for the visitors. It's Michael Panarski, the third baseman, as the infield bathed in shadows. First pitch, tried to sneak it up the third base line. She turned foul to the left. A strike to Panarski. He struck out his first time up. Morris has given the Taylor Trojans the lead back at 5-4 with a 2 RBI single up the middle. We've got folks sitting on blankets on the grass behind the right field fence. That's where the wind blows for the righty Panarski. Step out swing here on a good pitch from Groeneweg for strike 2. 3 strikeouts today for Groeneweg. Panarski, one of those victims. As now the sun comes out from behind the clouds. It's been a picture-perfect day here in Upland, Indiana. 2 strikes to Panarski. The lefty Groeneweg comes home. Fastball is low. Good cover from Castro to keep it in front and hold Morris at first. Inning was led off with a Crawford single. The error by Perez as he tried to get Knepp out at second. Cowball double off the wall, and then Morris drove in the 2 to give Taylor the lead back at 5-4. Still nobody out in the third frame. Groeneweg fires to first, and that casual missile throw from the lefty got over the first in a hurry. Pitch, Panarski swings and misses. He's down on strikes for the second time today. First out here in the third. So brings us to the number 9 batter, Cade Vandermolen.
The first baseman, number 5, Cade Vandermolen.
Number 9 batter, Cade Vandermolen. Little high flare right side. Is it going to drop in for a hit? Yep. Barehand snag. Ortiz throws a second, not in time. Morris is in safe. Had to check up. Smart play by Josue Ortiz. Tried to get it out any way he could. Knew he couldn't make the catch, but couldn't get the man at second. And there are 2 on for the top of the order, Nicholas Ruschi. That is the 9th hit by Taylor here today.
Now batting for the Trojans,
They lead 5-4 here in the top of the third. National tournament opening round. We had a thrilling slobber knocker high scoring game in the first. And we got a rock fight here in game number 2 of the day. Ruschi has batted in all 3 innings here today. Does have a little bit of power in that bat. A couple homers this year, including a grand slam. The wind is his friend here. First one almost clips him on the right elbow, ball 1. I talked about how there's a capacity crowd today. There is a man grading a final over to our right in the second row. I really hope, if you're listening at home, that he is your professor and he's giving you a good grade right now. A ball to Ruschi. Thought about turning on the curveball, thought better of it. That's ball 2. And now everybody's starting to get a little perplexed at some of these strike calls here this afternoon as the zone continues to shrink and shrink and shrink some more. This one finds his own, clips the corner, 2-1, and now the Taylor fans perplexed at that. Two on, one out, 3 home for Taylor in the third. They've retaken a 1-run lead. Rushi turned on one, but pulled her foul. Strike number 2. Nick, a .345 average, 26 doubles, one of the top marks in a single season for this historic Taylor baseball program. They've done everything you could except make it to the World Series. 2-2, 1 out. Torpedoes it in short, does Groeneweg, 3-2. Northwestern Ohio, no stranger to postseason success. Back-to-back winners of the WAC tournament. Regular season champs this year as well. First 4 men of the inning have reached base safely. The 3 have come around to score. Morris is the only one of that bunch that has not scored. He stands at second. Payoff to Rushi. Backdoor curveball misses for ball 4. And the Trojans have loaded the bases for the second time today. And they bring up the country's leader in RBI, Timothy James Bass. And before he can even make it to the plate, it's a pitching change for Northwestern Ohio, and the Taylor students get to the loudest they've been all day. Pitching change, it looks like, for Northwestern Ohio. They're full for Bass coming up after the commercial break. Don't go anywhere, and when we come back, buckle up.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Well, here we go. The guy with 3 grand slams on the season is about to step in. The leader in RBI in every level of college baseball with 93 is the batter at the plate, TJ Bass. They're loaded up with 1 out, top of the third. The new pitcher is Rolando Heredia Bustos, the right-hander out of Atlanta. Sidewinder, and Bass jumped on it and he skied it in the air to shallow right. Might be an opportunity. Coming in and making the catch is going to be Ortiz. Tagging and trying to score. Cut off, and they're not even going to throw it home. Morris scores, and it's a 2-run Taylor lead on the sac fly from Bass. Excellent base running from Morris. What started off as groans quickly became cheers as Morris scores. 2 outs. But the Trojans lead by a deuce. And here's Caleb Colpine.
Number 17, Caleb Colpine.
9th batter of the inning. Here's Caleb Colpine. 1 for 2, had the 2-run homer in the first to get Taylor on the board. They've responded with 4 here in the third. Sidearm delivery from Heredia Bustos is ball 1. A 3.55 ERA for 4 and Black. A 2-0 record, 12th appearance, his 7th in relief. 44 strikeouts, just 7 walks. Ground ball right side, snagged by Jackson the second, back to his feet. Splendidly done by Shakir Jackson to retire Colpine. But 3 runs home for the Trojans. Cowball with a double. Morris drove in 2, and a sac fly from Bass has given Taylor a 6-4 lead after 2.5 on the Trojans Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
First baseman Yadi Rivera leads off the bottom of the third as Northwestern Ohio finds themselves down 6-4 after Taylor scored 4 runs here in the top half of the third stanza. Rivera, the best batter this season for Northwestern Ohio. He's 1 for 1 with a single coming back in the first. And Shively misses low again. It's 2-0. Shively has not had his best stuff here today, but thankfully the Taylor offense has been able to pick him up. They chased Groneweg, the starter, off the hill. So now Shively falls behind 2-0 to Rivera. Off speed, out the belt, outer half. It's called for a strike. The winner of this game plays tomorrow at 3:30 against the winner of tonight's game between 5-seed Bryan and top seed Southeastern. The loser of this game plays at noon tomorrow. Rivera, a long fly ball to right, and it's a 1-run game as Rivera grooves his 10th home run of the season, second most for Northwestern Ohio. We talked about the Stellar shortstop play. Well, if you want high-octane offense, this is for you. Rivera rides the wind on a no-doubter of the right field fence. Signals his buddy sitting a couple rows in front of us, and it's a 1-run Taylor lead at 6-5 as Rivera leads off the third with a homer. Ball 1 here to Tyler Gregalis, the DH. Just the 3rd hit of the day here for Northwestern Ohio, and Shively running into the same problems we saw Groneweg, the starter for Northwestern Ohio, suffer with that small zone. 2-0 here to the lefty Gregalis. Goes opposite way in the air, stays in the park. Panarski, foul territory, races, spins, makes the catch off his left hip with that left arm fully extended for out number 1. Big out there for Shively. As the Taylor lead cut down to 1. Here's Christian Perez that gave the lead to Northwestern Ohio. Brought home 3 with 1 swing. Got credit for the first 2 to tie the game at 2, and then the ball rolled under Crawford's mitt. It was an E8 and put Perez over at third base with a 2 RBI single advancing on the error. Ball 1 low on the fastball from Shively. Northwestern Ohio has already made a call to the bullpen. Taylor has a couple guys down there, but they're just spectators right now. Shively able to find the bottom part of the zone to make it 1-1 on the called strike. It's Jack Ross down there for the Trojans, just in case he needs to get back and get warmed up. He's not thrown any pitches recently, just watching the game along. Perez, the shortstop, fights it back on a low swing, and it's 1-2 strikes. Perez has got the gold-heeled cleats to match his gold protective armor on his left ankle and his left elbow as he quickly calls time. And that left protector on the left ankle and lower left leg had come undone. He readjusts it and now steps back in, glistening in the sun here in Upland, Indiana. 1 out and ball 2 away. Perez is 1 for 1 this afternoon, has one of the 3 hits for the Racers of Northwestern Ohio out of Lima, Ohio here this afternoon. Shively readies. Righty versus righty out of the stretch. Perez fights it off past Rushi, and the tying run is on here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd for Northwestern Ohio. Big round first goes Perez. He comes back on the throw from the outfield. 2 for 2 day for the man out of the 4 spot. And the batter is the right fielder, Josue Ortiz. Ortiz, the junior out of Puerto Rico, transferred in to Northwestern Ohio from Chicago State University. First one goes opposite way, screams at foul. Look out, fans on the chain link fence. His RBI ground out made it a 4-2 Northwestern Ohio lead. Solo home run by Rivera to lead this 3rd frame off has brought the Racers back to within 1 at a 6-5 margin. Perez, the speedster at first, stays there. Off speed from Shively is away. And the normal number 2 starter for the Trojans, Noah Huseman, is now starting to throw a couple plyo balls there in the bullpen. A ball here to Ortiz. Ground ball to the right side, charging. Knepp knocks it down, turns and fires to first. Almost pulled Vandermolen off the bag. Vandermolen held on to it, barely. Ortiz unhappy as he thought he was safe. He saw Vandermolen not catch it cleanly, but the Trojan first baseman able to snag it off the turf. And for now, there are 2 outs, and the tying run in Perez has moved up to 2nd as UNOH head coach Corey Hartman stands with his arms behind his back as he talks with one of our umpires here on the 3rd base line. That was our first base umpire. Ortiz holding out hope as he stands behind home plate, hands on his hips. And now the entire umpiring crew will come together. I think it would take a lot to overturn it since the man at first was literally right on top of the play. But all 4 umpires huddle up. Right now, there are 2 outs on the ground out. Knepp didn't field it cleanly, knocked it down, was able to pick it back up and then throw it to first. A long discussion as our 3rd base umpire applies lip balm to his lips. Must not be that heated of a discussion if we're worrying about lip care right now. And the call is upheld, out at first. And everyone's lips are properly protected. So here's Brian Deal, the righty left fielder. Curly brown hair sticking out of the back of his black batting helmet as the infield here at Winterholder Field cast in shade. Tying run is Perez at 2nd base. UNOH down 6-5 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Backdoor curveball paints the inside half of the plate for a strike. One of the rare times that Shively has started a UNOH batter off for the strike here this afternoon. Trying to bounce back from that leadoff home run by Rivera. Wind has calmed down, but still blows out to right. High bouncer up the left side. Rushi charges on a late hop, snags, fires. Vandermolen picks it, and that's out number 3. Rushi showing off today at short. A run home for UNOH, but it's still a 1-run Taylor lead, 6-5 after 3 here on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Leadoff man is the center fielder Connor Crawford for Taylor, as Taylor put 9 men to the plate in the third. Backdoor curveball, first full inning of work for Rolando Heredia Bustos, and it's a called strike. Bustos gave up a sac fly and a ground out for the final 2 outs of the third. Inside, that one almost clipped Crawford on the hip. And the Trojan fans, they know what happened to Crawford in the Crossroads League tournament. Took a pitch at 88 miles an hour off the teeth. That's why he has to have off the lower lip, I should say. Has that protective shield up there now and also had some stitches. Tried to go opposite way with the wind off the end of the bat. This one sails to the parking lot. We're in the top of the 4th, Taylor ahead 6-5. As every time Taylor has taken the lead today, which has been twice, Northwestern Ohio has at least gotten 1 run back. 1-2. Backdoor pitch, Crawford in the air to deep center field. London goes back, he circles, he's on the warning track, he leaps and he misses the catch. Second missed catch by London today. A leadoff double for Crawford. And after London made the diving catch in the first, he has missed 2 catches since. A 3-for-3 day for Connor Crawford. After having a dismal showing at the plate during the Crossroads League tournament, he's white hot to start nationals. And now here's Camden Knepp, the stellar sophomore second baseman. Taylor looking for an insurance run here at the top of the 4th. Knepp shows bunt. Backdoor breaking ball in for a strike from the righty Heredia Bustos. Heredia Bustos, 6'3", 200-pound right-hander's got some real life in that right arm. Low, good cover by Castro to keep it in front. 1-1. Knepp 0 for 1, reached on the fielding miscue by Perez at short. An inning ago. Capacity crowd here at Winterholder Field to cheer on the 3rd seed Trojans, who are the visiting team here in Game 2 of the afternoon. 3rd one, Knepp goes opposite way, right at a diving catch by Brian Deal. That one looked to be a little bit easier than it ended up being, as Deal had to go frontwards and dive full length to take a knock away from Knepp. He did, and there's 1 gone. Good play by Deal and left.
Catcher, number 34, Ben Calbaugh.
That wind not blowing out as hard towards right field, so wind's not knocking things down to left like it has. But now, as I say that, now picks up and goes out towards the right field foul pole. The righty Calbaugh, high bouncer up the middle. Perez, that 6'5" frame, little hop, little field, low throw, and a pick by Rivera at first to retire Calbaugh. It moves Crawford up to 3rd. Led the inning off with a double. The Trojans trying not to waste it here with 2 gone in the 4th, leading by 1.
Now batting the left fielder, number 26, Jacob Morris.
Jacob Morris had the big hit an inning ago, 2 RBI single to put Taylor up 5-4. Eventually led 6-4. They're up 6-5 here with 2 gone in the 4th. Beautiful backdoor pitch there from Heredia Bustos. Started in the outside, the opposite batter's box, darted it in for a called strike 1. Morris 1 for 2 today. Comes inside, foul tip, held on to by Castro for strike number 2. And now Noah Huseman and Jack Ross play catch in the Taylor bullpen. A leadoff double for Crawford to center field. Then diving catch, retire Knepp, and a ground out has put 2 outs on the board. 2 strikes here to Morris. Heredia Bustos steps off the mound as time is called behind the plate. Morris, the 6'2 lefty. Insurance runs at third. Fastball tails away. Ball number 1. It was London who made the diving catch to retire Morris with the bases juiced in the first. Since then, he has missed 2 jumping catches. Quickly working Heredia Bustos. Line drive, and Morris drives in another one. This one goes all the way to the wall. Crawford can turn and look and watch Morris dig into second. It's a 7-5 Taylor lead as Morris drives in his 3rd run of the afternoon. Taylor has gotten their hits today, just have left some men on the bases. 11 hits for Taylor today and 7 runs in this high-scoring affair. Penarski is one of the few guys to not get a hit yet for Taylor. Screams to the left side. Perez has it go off of his hand. Bare hand twirl, no throw, and another error for the spectacular shortstop Perez. 2 on, 2 out. Second error for Perez today. Penarski on for the first time, and maybe tip your cap to Morris, provided the shield in the pick in front of the shortstop Perez. So an RBI double for Morris. Now first and third Vandermolen with Taylor ahead by a deuce. Fastball in at the knees for a called strike. Vandermolen doesn't like it. Morris with the RBI double now stands at third. Vandermolen checks, breaking ball way away, ball 1. Bloop single for Vandermolen his last time up. He's 1 for 2. He's one of the last 2 men to face the starter Groneweg. He went just 2 2/3, or 2 1/3. Vandermolen sat on one, just a little bit in front with a swing as he screams at foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Second error by Perez has put runners at the corners. Time is called as Castro, the UNOH catcher, comes out from behind home plate, sends a signal to his fellow teammates clad in the all-black today. It has to be pretty steamy down there on the artificial turf surface with the temperature sitting in the mid-70s. 2 on, 2 out. Runners at the corners for the 9-batter Vandermolen. Big swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. First strikeout of the day for Heredia Bustos. But the Trojans cash in with an RBI double from Jacob Morris, and they push their lead up to 2 at 7-5 through 3.5 here on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. First pitch, bloop single to left, and the leadoff man is on here for Northwestern Ohio in the bottom of the fourth. It's their third baseman, Alex Velasco, his first hit of the day. Fifth one against Shively. As Northwestern Ohio finds themselves down by 2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's Eric Castro, bottom third of the order, up for the Racers here in the fourth. They're the home team, being the better seed, the 2 seed against the 3 seed Taylor. Shively, low fastball, ball 1. Activity continues with some pace down in the Taylor bullpen. And it's not Jack Ross, it's the normal number 2 starter, Noah Huseman, who's now throwing over with Micah Long, the bullpen Taylor catcher. Check on the runner at first. Velasco in there with plenty of time to spare. He's 8 for 10 as Velasco on stolen base tries this season. Backed over. Good tag by Vandermolen. Better reaction by Velasco. 7 runs on 11 hits, 5 and 5 for Northwestern Ohio. Shively sitting at 59 pitches. The 60th one is lined into right center field. Velasco rounds second and heads into third. It's a no-out single. Tying runners are on here for Northwestern Ohio as they and Taylor go back and forth, trading offensive blows here as we sit with runners in the corners and nobody out to start the fourth. Ben Jackson runs at first for the catcher Castro. And the batter is Noah London, the center fielder. London 0 for 1 today. Second time through the order here for Shively. Taylor's left 8 men on the bases here this afternoon. That's why their run total is just at 7 instead of more with this 11 hits on the board. Bunt is shown. Foul ball. London 0 for 1, popped out to Rushi in the second inning. It was a 1-2-3 second, as all 3 outs were recorded by the stellar Taylor shortstop, Nick Rushi. Single to left from Velasco. To the right center field gap, and Castro's put runners at first and third with nobody out. Bunts again. Off speed is in for a strike as London stood in there and kept the bat out front. 2 strikes to the number 9 batter, Noah London, center fielder out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. UNOH down by a deuce here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch. Checks his swing up high. Good idea there by London for ball 1. We're in the bottom of the fourth, game 2 of the day. 2 seed Northwestern Ohio batting. They trail 7-5 to 3 seed in the host Taylor University. Back over to first goes Shively. That's the tying run in the form of Ben Jackson. London a .223 average this season. Looks for his first hit here. Down on the count, 1-2. Outside corner, just misses its mark. And you can hear what the Taylor fans thought about that one, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 singles start the inning off for Northwestern Ohio, down 2. The pitch from Shively. Ball 3. Low. And not by much. That zone has shrunk a considerable bit since our first inning. 2-1, nobody out. Payoff pitch from Shively, the 9 batter London. A fastball, ball 4. They're loaded up for Northwestern Ohio, down by 2. They turn the lineup over to the top and Shakir Jackson. Third walk allowed by Shively today. He has yet to record a strikeout. And now Taylor flirting with danger here in the bottom of the fourth. They saw their 2-0 lead erased They were down 4-2 before they scored 4 in the third. They added 1 here in the fourth, and they lead 7-5, but the bases are loaded here for the Racers of Northwestern Ohio and their second baseman, Shakir Jackson. First pitch, fly ball to right field. Bass has to shield his eyes from the sun, loses it. It sails over the right field fence for a no-out grand slam for Shakir Jackson. And just like that, the Racers go back in front 9-7 on their second home run of the day as Jackson rides the wind opposite way over the right field chain link fence. And now Huseman starts to warm up with great intensity in the Taylor bullpen. Just the second extra base hit today for Northwestern Ohio. Both have been home runs. And now the Taylor starter, Luke Shively, the Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year, is going to see his afternoon come to a close. Gives up the go-ahead grand slam to the right field fence here in the fourth. And the number 2 starter for the Trojans, Noah Huseman, comes in here with Taylor now down by 2, 9-7 here in the bottom of the fourth with nobody out on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
We thank all you folks for tuning in today, including Scott Helmkamp watching us in Fort Wayne, Indiana. New pitcher in for the Trojans, first-team All-League selection, Noah Huseman, fifth-year senior, along with Luke Shively. And a fastball that just misses the outside of the lefty Rivera, ball 1. Shively's afternoon comes to a close. 3 innings, did not record an out here in the fourth. Gave up the go-ahead grand slam to Shakir Jackson. This one bounced to the right of the first base bag by the lefty Rivera, foul ball. So Taylor got an insurance run at the top of this fourth frame. The grand slam by Shakir Jackson, the leadoff man from Northwestern Ohio, his 6th homer of the season. So the Racers back in front, this time at a 9-7 margin, matching their largest lead of the day, which was 4-2 after the first.
Come on, Hughes. Come on, Hughes.
Shively away, 2-1 to the lefty Rivera. So already has a home run today, led last inning off with a round tripper. And he's 2 for 2 today, and he's a ball away from being put on base with a base on balls. Wind continues to blow out towards the right field foul pole. 3-1, and it's a no-out walk as the Trojan pitchers continue to struggle to find the small strike zone here today. A single to Velasco, single to Castro, walk to London, loaded him up. Jackson brought him in with the half swing that sailed over the right field fence on the first pitch that he got from the now absent Luke Shively.
Come on, Noah. Come on, Noah.
9-7. The UNOH lead on just 7 hits here this afternoon. And their only 2 extra base hits have been the home run from Rivera and the grand slam from S. Jackson. Huseman, inner half, called for a strike to the lefty Gregalis. Huseman, the 5th-year senior, 5'11" righty out of Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Ended the Crossroads League tournament as the leader in strikeouts with 98. Away here, 1-1. Huseman, a 3.77 ERA, a 6-3 overall record. He's been Taylor's number 2 starter the whole season behind Luke Shively, but desperate times call for the Trojans calling in their second-best pitcher of the season, this time out of the pen. Something that he is not unfamiliar with. Foul ball off a home plate, strike 2 for the DH Gregalis. You know the story by now. Noah pitched just 2 innings of varsity ball his freshman season. And we talked last week for an interview coming up for a feature on him and Luke Shively about how he was on the chain link fence when Taylor stormed the field on Sam Weiss's walk-off hit against Northwestern. Foul ball up and over our heads, 1-2. And Noah talked about how happy he was the team won, but how much he wanted to be out there in the dog pile and how much he was looking forward to this moment right here. We all thought it was going to come in a start. It's going to come in a relief moment here. Looking for that first out with Taylor down 2 after the grand slam. Foul ball out of play to the left. Noah said that he would think about everyone that helped him get to this moment. Friends, family, coaches, friends. And he goes, when I throw that first pitch, it all goes away and I just do what I do. He's given a leadoff walk here to Rivera, but he's ahead in the count here to Gregalis, 1-2. But the lefty DH with those Kentucky blue batting gloves has fouled off the last 2. Swings and misses off speed, and Huseman's got that look in his eye with a big strikeout for out number 1.
Stepping into the box now is the cleanup man, shortstop, number 6, Christian Perez.
1 out, 1 on for the shortstop, Christian Perez. The normally reliable shortstop has committed 2 crushing errors here this afternoon defensively for the Racers. But he's 2 for 2 at the plate. Backdoor breaking ball, low. Good eye from Perez for ball 1. Perez, the second best batter for UNOH this season, a .384 average for the 6'5 shortstop. Second on the team in hits was 66 when the day began. Second one from Huseman. Goes with the heat, and Perez swings and misses, almost goes down to an E. Strike 1. Shively goes just 3 innings. 7 hits, allows 9 runs, 7 of them earned. No strikeouts. One of the rare times as Perez flails on an off-speed pitch. He's down 1-2. One of the rare times this season that Shively has not recorded a strikeout. But his buddy Huseman has one, and he's trying to get number 2 right here after the walk he dealt in the first man he faced. The pitch. Perez swings and misses. Huseman's pumped. There's out 2. UNOH back in front by 2 as the wind now howls out towards right center. That's good news for the lefty right fielder Josue Ortiz. Runner at first is Yadi Rivera. Big swing and a miss as Huseman's got the breaking ball working well. Ortiz 0 for 2 today with an RBI and ground out in inning 1 and a ground out to Knepp in the 3rd. We're at the bottom of the 4th. A grand slam has given UNOH the lead, but a swing and a miss by Ortiz has got him down 0-2, and after a leadoff walk to Rivera, it's back-to-back strikeouts for Huseman, trying to get 3 in a row here and keep Taylor down by 2. First national tournament appearance for Huseman. The 0-2. Line drive, left field line, foul. A late swing by Ortiz. Keeps the count at 0-2. Ortiz, the junior, out of Puerto Rico. He's made a couple stellar catches this season in center field. 0-2. Grooves it towards the deepest part of right center field. Crawford races back. It's going to go off the fence, and Crawford barrels into it. Wheeling around from first is Rivera. Ortiz round second. It's an RBI, 2-out double, and Northwestern Ohio takes a 3-run lead at 10-7, their biggest lead of the day. First non-home run extra base hit today here for the Racers of Northwestern Ohio. And they take their first 3-run lead of the afternoon. It's a 10-7 UNOH lead. But Taylor's offense has done well today, even though they've stranded 8 men on the bases. Backdoor breaking ball, absolute filth from Noah Huseman, called for strike 1. Two-out RBI double from Josue Ortiz. That's the first 2-out hit today for UNOH. The 0-1. Foul ball, 0-2. But Northwestern Ohio has been great. 5 for 10 with runners on bases today. Taylor, meanwhile, good, but not as good as batting .500. The Trojans 6 for 16 with runners on today. And both teams done a good job of putting the leadoff men on today. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball up high. Huseman electrified as he jumps off the mound. 3 Ks for Huseman, but an RBI double rounds out the scoring in the bottom of the 4th. A 5-run 4th inning for UNOH puts them ahead 10-7 after 4 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Top of the order up for Taylor here in the top of the 5th. Nick Rusci, the shortstop, trying to get going, is 0 for 2. Heredia Bustos deals in a strike. Has 5 runs scored in the bottom of the 5th. Rusci, right side. That's his first hit of the day. Leads the inning off the right way. Taylor 3 for 5 in the leadoff spot here today. And now here's TJ Bass.
Now stepping into the box for the Trojans, the right fielder, number 11.
Bass 2 for 2. Came up with the bases loaded in the 3rd. And wise base running bailed out the Trojans on what looked to be just a regular out number 2 on a fly out to right. Morris dug in and scored for the 4th run of that 3rd frame to put Taylor up 6-4. Down 10-7 here. Off speed dealt in by Heredia Bustos for a called strike. Big stat of the day so far. The Trojans 0 for 2 with the bases loaded. Northwestern Ohio is 2 for 2. One on here. Bass tried to send that curveball to the moon through the wind. He fouls it off the end of the bat. 0-2. Singleton scored on the Colpine home run in the 1st. Singled in the 2nd. And the sac fly that we talked about in the 3rd. 12 hits on the day for the Trojans, but just 8 and have left 8 men on the bases. And they trail by 3. The 0-2. Bass watches it bounce away. Craster keeps it in front. Rusci with a good speed. Throw down, not in time. And the leadoff man is in scoring position. Ball one at the plate here to Bass. We have had 2 stellar games here so far. That big win for 5-seed Bryan to keep their hot play going. They get number 1 Southeastern tonight. These 2 games are this. What's 7 o'clock going to be like tonight? Whew. Rusci led the inning off with a single, advances the second on the wild pitch. 1-2 to Bass. The pitch low, and there's another wild pitch. Castro can't find it. Rusci's up the third on 2 wild pitches from Heredia Bustos. And talking with the folks at UNOH, they talked about how the bullpen has not been used a lot this season in pressure situations just because this Northwestern Ohio roster has just been throttling their opponents by wide enough margins to not really need to use relievers in a closed situation. Tight spot here. Big cut from Bass. Comes up empty on a curveball for strike 3. Second strikeout for Heredia Bustos. And there's 1 gone for the Trojans in the 5th, down 3.
Come on, Levy. Come on, Levy.
Now batting for the Trojans, designated hitter, number 17, Caleb Colton.
Well, it's been a quiet day after Caleb Colpine got it started in loud fashion. 2-run homer to dead center for the Crossroads League newcomer of the year. Since then, back-to-back groundouts. Taylor down 3 here in the 5th. Backdoor curveball right at the heart of the plate for a called strike. Good pitch by Heredia Bustos. Colpine finished second for the batting title behind Iowa's Denver Blinn, who finished as the only 400 batter in the Crossroads League this season. Colpine finished not too shabby at 393. Another low one from Heredia Bustos. This time Castro keeps it in front, 1-1.
I'm Levy.
Top of the 5th for 3-seed Taylor. They found luck wearing these gray uniforms ever since the walk-off win against Indiana Wesleyan in round 2 of the league tournament. Third one to Caleb Colpine. Bouncer to the right side, right back to Jackson. That's going to be 3 straight groundouts from Colpine to secure Jackson, but this time it does not end the inning, and it also brings home Nick Rusci, and Taylor back to within 2. Two outs, nobody on for the center fielder Connor Crawford, who's been Taylor's most consistent batter here this afternoon. 3 for 3 out of the 4 spot. Takes a fastball in for a strike. 12 hits, 8 runs for Taylor. Second one, backdoor breaking ball is low. Good placement to start, but missed on the finish, 1-1. Single in the 1st and 3rd for Crawford. Scored in the 3rd. Doubled and scored last inning in the 4th. Thought about turning on a breaking ball here. Misses away, 2-1. And now the Northwestern Ohio folks voicing their displeasure with the strike zone, just like Taylor did in the bottom of the 4th. Crawford, left side, single. 4 for 4 day for the senior center fielder. Rounds first in the bottom, top of the 5th, continues with a 2-out single.
Now batting for Taylor.
13 hits for the Trojans today. We've had 18 combined runs and 21 combined hits here today between the 2 clubs. And Taylor now 3 for 8 with 2 outs. Camden Knepp trying to get a 2-out knock. Checks and takes a strike in on the knees. 0 for 2 day for the second baseman Knepp. Reached on the error by Perez in the 3rd and then was robbed of a hit by the diving deal in left last inning. Back to the off-speed goes Heredia Bustos. It's low, 1-1. Taylor is 3 for 4 today with runners on and less than 2 outs. Knepp gives it a ride up the left field line. It tails foul as Deal was playing way in there in left field. If Knepp could have found that open room between Deal and the left field foul line. 2 strikes to the second baseman Knepp. The lefty bat against the right-handed throwing Heredia Bustos. Taylor down by 2. They've gotten a run back here on the ground out by Colpine. 1-2. Low. Castro again has had to work a lot here in this 5th frame. Keeps it in front. It's even at 2-2 to Knepp with Cowball waiting on deck. And the wind has picked up considerably out towards right center for the lefty Camden Knepp. Crawford, a 2-out single, takes his lead at first. The 2-2. Knepp, big swing, comes up empty, and a big pirouette off the mound by Heredia Bustos. His third K in his second full inning of work limits the Trojans to just one as we hit the halfway point. It's 10-8 Northwestern Ohio here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Two-run lead here for Northwestern Ohio. Velasco skyrockets the first one to shallow left center. Cap comes off from Connor Crawford. Sunglasses on, bandages on the chin of that beautiful face in 9 and gray. One pitch, one out to Alex Velasco. So a quick out here as Huseman struck out 3 of the 5 batters he faced, gave up a walk and an RBI double. And that run is proved key here as UNOH leads by 2, 10-8, even though they've been out hit by Taylor 13-8. Check swing, did he go around? They appeal. No, by a hair for Eric Castro, the catcher. 1 for 2 day for the catcher, singling and scoring on the grand slam last inning. Ground ball left side, Panarski dives, backhand, Ruschi fumbles with it, still fires to first, overthrow, Vandermolen leapt in the air and just missed the tag on the back of Castro. Ruschi might have been able to get Castro at first, but a slight bobble transferring the ball from the mitt to his hand, and then Vandermolen saved an error that would have sailed almost to the parking lot as Vandermolen soared in the air and then ripped it out of the sky and almost tagged Castro on the back. Instead, it's an infield single, second one today for Castro. And Jackson now runs over at first. The batter is Noah London. This is Ben Jackson. London, the number 9 man in the order, tries to build on this 10-8 Northwestern Ohio lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Huseman out of the stretch. The righty backdoor curveball is low, 1-0. It's an 0 for 1 day here for the center fielder London. Popped out to Ruschi for the second out in the second. Then walked and scored on the grand slam by the man on deck, Shakir Jackson. Fast one away. Huseman looks out towards the space of right field as it's 2-0.
Come on up, come on up.
The pitch. Runner stays at first, called strike to make it 2-1. For almost 2 months this season, London only had 2 hits from March 2nd to May 5th, 3-1 as Huseman misses away with a fastball. They got a hit in each game against Indiana Tech and hit a home run against Madonna in the championship game of the WAC tournament to really start to play some of his best baseball here at the plate as of late. But Huseman misses upstairs. That's a 1-out walk. There are 2 on for the top of the order and Shakir Jackson. So Jackson with a big hit so far today. First pitch against Luke Shively. The bases full, a grand slam that was over the right field fence. The wind was not blowing out hard to right field like it is now when he stepped to the plate an inning ago. He's got 2 on the pond here with 1 out in the 5th, and UNOH leading by 2. Huseman in a relief effort. Fires it in and gets a called strike. It's the first time that Noah's been a reliever here this season. First 14 appearances of the campaign, all as a starter. The 3 Ks today give him 101 strikeouts on the year in his 5th-year senior season. Has some work to do here with 2 on and 1 out. Oh, look at that beautiful breaking ball from Noah Huseman. Called for strike 2 as Jackson just watched it sail in. Good day for Jackson out of the leadoff spot. 1 for 2 with a walk and the grand slam. Protective red mitten sticks out of the back of his back right pants pocket. Down to the count, 0-2 with 2 men on and 1 out. Watches a fastball sail in eye level, 1-2. 10-8 UNOH lead as they bat here in the bottom of the 5th. This will be the only game both of these teams play today. The question is, when will they play tomorrow? The loser plays at noon against Columbia. The winner plays at 3:30. Backdoor break ball, 1 hop. Penarski can't knock it down. Deflects it over to Rushi. Scoops it up. Can't make the play. A tough one for Penarski at third, and they're loaded up for the second time in as many innings here for UNOH. E5 goes down as a play against Penarski. Second error by the Trojans here this afternoon. Base is full for the top batter for Northwestern Ohio, Yadi Rivera. The only racer this season with an average of over 385. He tips the scales at a 418 average. And the lefty's got the wind at his back in a big way. Huseman, not scared, deals in the backdoor breaking ball to the outside corner, called for a strike. Rivera has yet to be retired today. 2 hits, including a home run and a walk. He scored all 3 times he's been on the bases. Second one. High in the air to deep right field. Bass and Crawford go back. Crawford cuts on the warning track. Makes the catch against the fence for out number 2. It'll be a sac fly as everybody here at Winterholder Field waited with bated breath. Rivera upset with himself knowing that he missed a grand slam by just a foot or so. As Crawford raced on the warning track, collided with the fence after making the catch. A tip of the cap from his pitcher, Huseman, rightfully so. It's a sac fly for Rivera, the lead back to 3, as the Trojans throw the ball to second base to make sure that the runner tagged in London. He did. Scoring from third was Jackson. Second RBI of the day for Rivera. First time he's been retired, but the Trojan faithful can let out a deep exhale here. With that wind howling out towards right center, the lefty Rivera gave it a big ol' ride. And then Crawford came racing in, did not give up on the play, made the catch along the fence. As Rivera was a foot or 2 away from the second grand slam for the Racers here this afternoon. Bunt shown, runner heads down the second. Cowball will let him move up. That's Jackson moving up to second. Second and third here, ball at the plate to Gregalis. It's back to a 3-run Northwestern Ohio lead on an offensive explosion here from Winterholder Field today. It's an 11-8 UNOH lead. They've been out hit today 13-9. Second one. Backdoor breaking ball ripped up the right side of the park. It's foul. Ball and a strike here to the cleanup, or the 3-hole hitter, DH Tyler Gregalis. Walked in the first, scored on the error by Crawford on the 2 RBI single by Perez. Popped out and is struck out his last 2 times up. Huseman leaves one high. It's 2-1. Just past the halfway point of this game, and we're knocking on the door of a 2-hour, 5 innings. Fourth one from Huseman. Off speed, just darts away from the outside corner at the last moment. It's 3-1. Second and third with first base open, and the dangerous Christian Perez on deck. Huseman out of the windup. Peers over the mitt to the lefty Gregalis. Into the windup. The pitch home. Upstairs for ball 4. No! A late strike call makes it a full count at 3-2. Our zone that was once tight has now been expanded for at least a pitch. The payoff from Huseman. Gregalis skies it left side of the line. Might be no man's land. Rusci comes in and makes the catch. That brown hair bouncing with every step as he loses his cap. You could hear the UNOH faithful praying for it to drop, but it did in Rusci's mitt. But a sac fly from Rivera has pushed the UNOH lead back up to 3 after 5 innings of play here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Five innings in the books here from Winter-Holder Field. And a strike is dealt in by Rolando Heredia Bustos to Ben Calball, and we're underway here in the 6th. Taylor batting with Calball, Morris, and Panarski. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Swing and a miss on an off-speed one to Calball. He falls back 0-2. As the Trojans find themselves on the wrong side of an 11-8 lead here in Game 2 of our opening round from Upland, Indiana. Game 1 for both of these clubs. UNOH the 2 seed, Taylor the 3 seed. Heredia Bustos misses away by a big way with the off-speed. Good eye from Calball, 1-2.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben.
Ben 2 for 3. RBI double in the 3rd, his biggest hit of the day so far. Trying to lead this inning off by getting on base. 1-2. Good eye. Now it's 2-2 on one with a little more pace to the outside corner. Taylor 3 for 5, getting the leadoff men on today. Did so in the 4th, they scored. Did so in the 5th, they scored. Did so in the 3rd, they scored. Did not in the 1st, did scored then. Swing and a miss as Calball is way in front of the off-speed pitch from Heredia Bustos. 4th K for the UNOH reliever. There's one out for Taylor here in the 6th. They trail by 3. The UNOH offense has flexed their muscles today. They have come in really, really strong here this afternoon. Morris takes a pitch away for a ball. And Taylor has left some men on the bases 8, make it 9 in total. In the first 5 innings, Morris lifts it softly out of play to the left. As Velasco, the third baseman, was giving chase.
Here we go, Mo.
"13 hits for Taylor today, including 3 for extra bases. The 1-1. Morris watches a fastball zip away, 2-0. Morris got one of those extra base knocks, his RBI double in the 4th. 2 RBI single gave Taylor the lead in the 3rd. Up in the count, 2-1. Big swing on the off-speed pitch. Good, nicely thrown by Heredia Bustos, 2-2. Morris had a rough time at the plate in the Crossroads League tournament. Doing well here in the opening game of the national stage. 3-2. As Heredia Bustos trying to get Morris to chase one away.
Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo.
Busto shakes off the first sign, likes the second, the payoff pitch. Morris checks his swing, they appeal, and they'll say that Morris goes around. The third base umpire says it's strike 3. The Taylor fans are irate. Taylor head coach Kyle Gould beside himself, coaching in the third base coach's box. The Taylor fans have not liked the strike zone today, and they do not like the strike 3 call there by the third base umpire. 5th strikeout for Heredia Bustos, second one here in the 6th. Taylor down by just 3, but it's feeling like a lot more right now. Michael Panarski takes the first one for a ball as the Trojans try to avoid their first 1-2-3 inning here this afternoon. Second one away, 2-0. Castro tried to bring it back across the outside corner for the righty bat of Panarski. He's 0 for 3, reaching on the second Perez error last inning. Fights one off. It is fouled off of his foot. 2 balls and a strike. Panarski, the hero for the Trojans in the second round win against Indiana Wesleyan. Hit the walk-off home run on the second pitch at the bottom of the 9th to move Taylor on in the winner's bracket. Then came in that third round game against Huntington and was lights out on the hill for the Trojans, going 3 or 4 strong innings of shutout ball before giving up a couple late home runs to the Foresters. Up in the count, 2-1. Beautiful backdoor breaking ball from Bustos. Dots it in, sweeps it in for a strike, makes it 2-2. And after that check swing strikeout to Morris has taken some of the energy out of Winterholder Field. 2-2, Panarski, good eye on one low, 3-2. As both he and Heredia Bustos both bent and at the respective waists, trying to get a better vantage point. Payoff pitch, 2 outs, nobody on. Backdoor pitch gets Panarski looking for strike 3, and Heredia Bustos strikes out the side here in the 6th as UNOH keeps their lead at 3, as the first time today the Trojans have been retired in order.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Still a 3-run lead after Heredia Bustos strikes out the side. Off the end of the bat, little poke into right field. Leadoff single for the shortstop, Christian Perez, as everything is coming up racers here in this second game of the opening round. Tenth hit of the day for the Racers, as Christian Perez, 3 for 4 out of the 4 spot, has more than made up for those 2 fielding errors by the shortstop today. Here's the 5 batter, right fielder Josue Ortiz, who's working on a 1 for 3 afternoon. Big swing and a miss by the big swing of Ortiz, strike 1. Righty Huseman against the lefty Ortiz. Foul tips on another big swing. It's 0-2. Ortiz now has a hit in 16 of his last 17 games, doubling home a run in the 4th. It's an 11-8 UNOH lead, but it feels like a lot more here for the Racers with all the momentum on their side. Hard hit right side, second one of the day for Ortiz. Perez checks up at second base as Bass fires it in from right. 2 on with nobody out on a 2-strike pitch to Ortiz as the lefty pulls it through the right side of the infield. Now it's 11 hits on the afternoon for UNOH as their offense has just not stopped. Ever since getting that leadoff home run in the third, they have just been pouring on runs since. They had the 4 in the first to go up 4-2. Huseman sat them down in order in the second. That Rivera homer in the third that brought them to within 1 has gave them enough life, and now they've taken this 3-run advantage. Ball 1 off speed to Deal, who's 0 for 3 today. Deal battling back from a hamstring injury that happened during the conference season, was shut down for the end of the regular season before coming back in the tournament. Breaking ball up and in, backdoor 2-0. Deal, the most pure power hitter on the roster for UNOH. Leads them in home runs with 11. But now Rivera hot on his heels with a homer earlier. He now has 10. Perez singled, he stands at second. Ortiz moved him over there. High pop-up left side Deal. Morris was playing way back. Rushi, the shortstop, in shallow left field in the grass. Makes the catch off that left shoulder for out number 1.
For Northwestern Ohio, third baseman, number 13, Alex Velasquez.
Come on, Hughes. Come on, Hughes.
The batter is the third baseman, Alex Velasco. Great hair by Velasco. First team all-wax selection as the utility man. Breaking ball from Huseman below the knees, 1-0. 1 for 3 day for Velasco. Single to lead off that 4th inning, and then was brought home on the Shakir Jackson grand slam. That's grounded out and flown out his other 2 times at the plate today. Wide open righty stance, ground ball left side. Rushi snags, flips it on to second for 1. Knapp on to first, and that is a pretty 6-4-3 double play started by the Gold Glove Award winner Nick Rushi. That keeps the Trojans within striking distance. Still down 3, 11-8 as we played 6 innings of ball here from Winter Holder Field in Upland, Indiana.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Strike 1 to Cade Vandermolen as he leads off the top of the 7th. A big double play spun by Nick Rushi. Vandermolen rips it, but it's foul up the left field line. Towards where the folks, the number 1 team in the land, the Fire of Southeastern, are starting to get ready for their nightcap game here against the 5-seed Bryan. As the Lions continue their hot play as of late. They knock off the 4-seed Columbia in a high-scoring affair there. It was 12-9 there. They're down 11-8 here as they lead off the 7th with a 9-man Cade Vandermolen. 1-2 on a breaker away. Cade 1 for 3 with a single being bracketed by 2 strikeouts. Lifts it foul behind us and to the right. Winner of this game moves on tomorrow at 3:30 to play the winner of our night game tonight between Southeastern and Bryan. The loser plays in the first game tomorrow in our first elimination game of the tournament against Columbia. Cade Vandermolen swings and misses, and that is now 5 straight strikeouts dealt by Heredia Bustos. 1 gone for Taylor in the 7th as he is cooking with gas here out of the pen for UNOH.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
44 Ks to 7 strikeouts coming in for Bustos with a 3.55 ERA. A 2-0 record. He is in line for the win right now. After taking over for the starter, Titus Groneweg. 1 out, no one on for the leadoff for the top of the order, and Nick Ruschi. A ball away. Taylor has struck out 11 times today, 4 from Groneweg and the 7 from Heredia Bustos. Called strike on the outside half, 1-1. Ruschi struck out to lead the game off, then Bass singled, Colpine homered. Since then, and after that 4-run third, it's been pretty much all UNOH. Ruschi trying to hit it to deep right field. The wind picks up. Ortiz backs up, and he just makes the catch by about 3 steps in front of the right field fence. You could hear that wind pick up at the last possible moment, but instead of blowing out to right field, it might have cut the ball down as it blows from left to right. And a deep fly ball is out number 2. Nobody on for TJ Bass with Taylor down 3. Second time today we've seen a lefty just miss a home run by a couple of feet. It was Rivera with the sac fly a couple of innings ago. That was in the 5th. Fouled away here by Bass. TJ 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a sac fly in the 3rd. But he's struck out. He is the sac fly that struck out the 2 times he's faced Heredia Bustos today. Breaking ball is low down the middle of the plate, 1-1. Hits about even. The Trojans 3 for 10 with 2 outs on the board today. That's better than UNOH's 1 for 6. The 1-1. Backdoor breaking ball beautifully placed by Heredia Bustos to nick the inside corner. A ball and 2 strikes for the power-hitting righty TJ Bass. Taylor tries to pick up their 4th 2-out hit today. They're down on the scoreboard 11-8. The 1-2. And Bustos will have to deal another one as he misses low. 2-2 with the fastball. Heredia Bustos out of the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. 2-2. Bass skies it. Right side, foul territory. Rivera in from first. Makes the catch just outside the first base coach's box. Taylor sat down in order for the 2nd inning in a row. Heredia Bustos has retired 7 straight men. It's time to stretch here from Winterholder Field with Taylor trailing 2-seed UNOH, so 11-8 on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. We're all stretched out here, and we get ready for the bottom of the 7th with the catcher Eric Castro leading it off for the Northwestern Ohio Racers, who lead 11-8. They've led by as many as 4 here this afternoon. The righty smacks it right to center field. Crawford comes in, lets it drop in front of him, and another leadoff knock for UNOH, their 5th leadoff man to reach base safely here today in the first 7 innings. They've been super aggressive. Perez led the inning off on the first pitch, singled. Velasco flew out to center to lead off the fifth. As Jackson back on again. Castro 3 for 4 with 3 straight singles. That's the 12th hit of the day here for 2-seed UNOH. The 9-batter Noah London takes a look at the code sheet and then tucks it back into his back right pants pocket. All black today for the Racers. Squares a bunt. Huseman misses away as Penarski darts in from third. A ball to London. He's shown a bunt more often than not here this afternoon, batting out of the 9 spot. Couple of walks for the center fielder. He popped out to Rushi at short to get his night going. Sun sets off to our left as the wind picks up towards right field. London already shows a bunt. First base side. Huseman pounces onto it. Underhands to Vandermolen at first. The sacrifice bunt works to perfection and moves the leadoff runner in Jackson, who runs for the leadoff batter, and Castro up to second. And there's the top of the order here in Shakir Jackson. Jackson has reached base safely 3 times today, but he's got the biggest hit so far, the grand slam in the 4th. To give UNOH the lead, it's 7-5, or 9-7, excuse me. Strike here on a breaking ball.
Come on, Hughes.
Jackson has also walked and scored and also reached on an error by Penarski his last time at the plate. Breaking ball, big swing, and almost took his helmet with him. Big cut there from Jackson as he has to reach down and readjust the Velcro on his protective shield on that left ankle. Walked and scored in the first, has grabbed it out, the grand slam in the 4th, and then reached on the air in the 5th. Runner at second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Backdoor pitch, smacks it up the middle, and this is going to be his 2nd RBI of the day. Crawford fields in center, throws it into the infield. Scoring from second is Jackson. 5th RBI of the day for Shakir Jackson, and that pushes the UNOH lead to a game-high tying 4 at 12-8. And another two-strike hit here for the Racers this afternoon. And here's Yadi Rivera. Fastball Huseman misses its mark, 1-0. 3 runs scored by Rivera today. He's 2 for 2 with a walk and a sac fly and 2 runs driven in. His home run on the first pitch at the bottom of the 3rd as Huseman fires one to first on a pickoff attempt. Kind of started to turn UNOH's favor around. Taylor had scored 4 in the top of the 3rd. This place was going nuts, the capacity crowd was, and Taylor was ahead 6-4. Up the left field line, high in the air. Morris races after it, lands in foul ground for strike 1. It was the only run of that inning. Rivera's homer in the 3rd kept Taylor ahead 6-4. They made it 7-4 in the 4th. But then the first 5 men of the 4th inning reached base safely. All came around to score. 4 on the Jackson grand slam, and then 1 on the double by Josue Ortiz. But you have to wonder what would be going on if Rivera doesn't get that 1-pitch leadoff home run to start the 3rd, with all the momentum on Taylor's side of the field. 3rd one, Rivera, breaking ball checks. No, it's ball 2. Taylor fans not happy about that after Morris getting called out on a check swing a few innings back. 2 balls and a strike to Rivera at the plate, 1 out. 1 run is home on the RBI single by Jackson, the runner at first. Two and 1 as Huseman gets clarification on the count. Rivera steps in, the lefty against the right-handed throwing Huseman. First relief appearance for Noah this season. 2-1 pitch. Rivera pop-up. Infield left side. Penarski, the 3rd baseman, calls everybody off. Catches off the left shoulder for out 2. 2 outs for the DH, Tyler Gregalis.
Batting the designated hitter, number 35, Tyler Gregalis.
The 2-seed Northwestern Ohio, the 19th ranked team in the land, leads the 3-seed and the 22nd ranked Taylor Trojans 12-8, each team with 13 hits to their name here this afternoon. Check swing as Huseman comes inside. Gregalis spins, fouls it away as he goes tumbling down to the turf. A strike to the Racer DH. UNOH headman Corey Hartman comes out, wants to check on Gregalis. He says he's okay.
Come on, Hughes. Come on, Hughes.
2 outs, Jackson at first after the RBI single. It's a 4-run UNOH lead. Right at the top of the letters, and a strike called for 0-2. As Huseman able to find the most upper part of the zone here this afternoon. Trying to just limit the damage to 1 here in the 7th. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Big cut. Huseman pumped off the mound. Another run home for UNOH. We've completed 7 here from Winterholder Field. The 2-seed Racers lead the 3-seed Taylor Trojans 12-8 after 7 complete on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Three, 4, and 5 up for Taylor here in the top of the 8th. Caleb Colpine gets a ball to start things off here with Rolando Heredia Bustos, who's retired 7 men in a row. Taylor has not got a hit in 2 innings. Their last hit was a 2-out knock by Crawford. That followed the ground out from Caleb Colpine, who leads this 8th inning off. 2-0, 3-0. It's been a rough day at the plate for Colpine. Started off in grand fashion with a 2-run home run to dead center field. Then 3 straight groundouts to the second baseman, Shakir Jackson. Up 3-0 here to lead off the 8th. Off speed from Bustos gets the outside corner to make it 3-1. Taylor down 12-8 here in the top of the 8th. Bustos has been a rock star on the hill today for the Racers. Colpine up the right field side, underneath the extended right foot of first base coach Trevor Booth. Full count to Colpine, 1 for 4. He's the Crossroads League newcomer of the year. And the payoff. Outside, leadoff walk. Taylor gets a leadoff man on for the 4th time today in 8 innings. And that's the first walk allowed by Bustos here this afternoon. He's allowed just 1 run on 4 hits in 4 2/3. Came in after the walk to Rushi in the 3rd, gave up a sac fly to Bass, and that's been the only run that he has allowed here today. Crawford steps in for the 5th time. He's 4 for 4. Taylor down by just 2. Breaking ball, in for a strike at the knees, 0-1. 2 singles, a double, and another single for Crawford here at the plate, batting out of the 4th spot. Had the monster home run a day after getting hit in the mouth with an 88-mile-an-hour pitch. Big cut here, misses on the inside, 0-2. For that Colpine home run, Crawford hit the no doubt farthest ball we've seen hit here today with that homer in the championship game of the league tournament. Landed on the track of the George Glass Track and Field Complex beyond the left field fence. 0-2 breaking ball, opposite batter's box, ball 1. Taylor has left 9 men stranded, but they have been retired before the Colpine leadoff walk, 7 straight. Huseman's kept them within striking distance, down 4. Crawford checks, and he goes around. Strike 3 as Crawford couldn't hold it back on the breaking ball from Bustos. His 8th strikeout in relief. 1 gone for Taylor here in inning 8, down 4. Camden Knepp has cooled here since a hot start from the league tournament. Winner of this game plays at 3:30 tomorrow against the winner of our night contest. Knepp ground ball right side. Jackson at second. Get the lead man at second on to first. They won't get him in time as Knepp able to beat the turn from the shortstop Perez. Fielder's choice brings 2 outs for the Trojans here in the 8th. Third time that Knepp has been on the bases today. Still hitless. 2 outs for the catcher, Ben Cowball, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 13 hits aside, but Taylor trails 12-8. Off speed dealt in by Bustos for a called strike. He's scattered 4 hits today, and only 1 has been for extra. 2 of them have been for extra bases. But since then, Bustos has been locked and loaded. Breaking ball below the knees, 1-1. 2 for 4 day for the catcher, Ben Cowball. Singled in the first, doubled home a run, and David scored for him in the third. Has ground out and struck out in the 4th and the 6th since. Bustos readies. Home. Trying to frame it was Castro, too far away. It's ball number 2. 2 balls and a strike. Taylor and Gray, UNOH, the 2 seed in all black. They lead by 4 to the Racers. 2-1, Cowball, left side, vacuumed up by Velasco. The third baseman throws it and drops it into the glove of Rivera at first. 3rd straight scoreless inning for the Trojans. We head to the bottom of the 8th with UNOH leading by 4, 12-8 on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Middle third of the Racer order up here as they have a 12-8 lead over 3 seed Taylor. Shortstop Christian Perez, the right fielder Josue Ortiz, and the left fielder Brian Deal. Due up for the 2nd seed UNOH Racers. Swing and a miss, and the bottom of the 8th is underway from Huseman. Noah starting his 4th full inning of work. Came in with no outs after the grand slam by Jackson in the 4th. Backdoor pitch, Perez backs away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Perez excellent at the plate today, 3 for 4 with 3 singles, including bringing home 3 with 2 RBI in the first. High bouncer up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for Rushier Knepp. It bounces between both of them. And it's the 4th single of the day for Christian Perez. He's 4 for 5. Another leadoff man on here for UNOH. They are 6 for 8, getting the leadoff men on this afternoon.
Putting back into the box now for the Racers. Right fielder.
Come on now.
Ortiz.
Here's Ortiz. Each Taylor pitcher today has been allowed 7 hits. Huseman went 3 innings, allowed 68 on 68 pitches. Gave up the first 9 runs. Called strike here to Ortiz. 7 of them earned. Huseman has given up 3 runs, 2 earned. Both on 7 hits. He's walked 2, Shively walked 3. 0-1. Inside and quickly 0-2. Shively struggled to throw strikes in the first couple of innings. The Taylor offense kept him in it. UNOH has been deadly with 2 strikes today. It seems like every time these last couple innings, with 2 strikes, they get a hit. Ground ball up the middle, Ruschi at short, underhands the Nepp at second for 1. On to first, Vandermolen leans, and there's a second 6-4-3 double play turned by the Trojans today. So nobody on the bases here. 2 gone for UNOH in the 8th. They lead by 4, and the left fielder, Brian Deal. Pops it up here, just sneaks over the screen and lands in the plaza behind us. We were not expecting to see Huseman here in a relief role, expecting him to be the number 2 game starter, but with the game tight in that 3rd after the home run. Second pitch is a strike, 0-2. The Trojans called on their number 2 starter to come in here relief. 2 strikes to Deal. A high fly ball stays in the infield. Ruschi jogs into shallow left field, comes back to his left, and the shortstop makes the catch in the grass as Huseman faces the minimum here in the bottom of the 8th. To the 9th we go. Taylor down to their last 3 outs. They trail 2-seed UNOH 12-8. Hoping for 4 or more at the top of the 9th next on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
So the Trojans, the 3 seed, are down to their last 3 outs here in the top of the 9th. They trail 12-8 as Jacob Morris leads off the top of the 9th. Backdoor pitch in there by Bustos for a called strike. Morris is 2 for 4, has driven in 3 of the Trojan 8 runs today. Big swing and a miss. He's down quickly, 0-2. Since their last run in the 5th, the Trojans have been held scoreless and have had no hits since that 5th frame. 2-strike pitch. Low, good eye, makes it 1-2. Morris came up with the bases full and 1 out in the 1st. Up the left field line in the air. Deal chases. Runs out of time as it lands foul. But you have to wonder how different this game might have looked back in the 1st. As Noah London made a diving catch for the 2nd out, and then the Trojans retired on a strikeout by Panarski to end the 1st with the bases full. Went into that bottom half of the frame, leading by just 2, and then UNOH scored 4 in the frame. 1-2. Missing away on a backdoor pitch that Bustos had gotten for a strike earlier in this at-bat. Bustos quickly works. The 2-2 quickly home to Morris. Rips it up the right field line, but it does not stay fair. Deflects off the fencing that separates the Taylor bullpen in the right field corner from the field of play. Penarski and Vandermolen to follow. Bottom third of the Taylor order up here in the top of the ninth, trying to get a come from behind win here. They led 2-0. They led 6-4 and 6-5. They led 7-5 before that grand slam by the second baseman Shakir Jackson in the fourth. Gave him a 9-7 lead, and UNOH has not trailed since. 2-2 to Morris as he leads off the ninth, checks his swing, and he goes around again. Same time. Dropped third strike. Castro tags out Morris. Morris can't believe it as he strikes out looking for the second time, or strikes out on a check swing for the second time in as many at-bats, both called by the third base umpire. And Taylor head coach Kyle Gould is giving him an earful right now. Ninth punch out for Bustos today, and the Trojans down to 2 outs here in the contest. And now it's Penarski, the third baseman, trying to find his way on the bases with a hit for the first time this afternoon. Takes one on the inside for a called strike at the knees. Winner of this game moves on and plays at 3:30 tomorrow against the winner of our nightcap tonight. The loser will face their postseason ending dead in the eyes tomorrow. Swing and a miss from Penarski, another low one from Heredia Bustos. It's quickly 0-2. As Penarski's 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. He did reach on the Perez error in the fourth. Foul tipped, held on to by Castro. Second strikeout of the inning for Bustos. He's got 10 on the day in relief.
Come on, Bandit. Come on, Bandit.
In just over 6 2/3. And now the Trojans are down to their last out. Their last man standing is Cade Vandermolen. Taylor with no hits since the 5th. That was also the last time they scored a run, as Bustos has been a different man since the 6th inning on. Slider in for a strike as the Atlanta, Georgia native 2 strikes away from picking up his 3rd win of the season. The 0-1. Vandermolen left side, and the inning continues. 2-out single underneath the dive of Velasco at third. Time is called, and the Trojans get the lineup back to the top in Nick Ruschi. Pinch runner looks to be coming in here for Vandermolen at third. Second hit of the day for Vandermolen, and the first Trojan hit since the 5th. It'll be the junior Cade Colpine running at first for Vandermolen. And now the top of the order in Nick Ruschi. Really strong batter for the Trojans in the Crossroads League tournament. Has been quiet to start the national tournament off today. This will be his 6th plate appearance. 1 for 4 with a single, a run scored, and a walk. But the Trojans need him on here, down to their last out, down 4 in the 9th. Ruschi goes after the first one and pulls it to the right foul. UNOH has flexed their offensive muscles today. Some big defensive plays for the Racers. Have taken runs off the board for the Trojans clad in gray. 2 high-scoring affairs to start our opening round off. Second one to Ruschi. Opposite batter's box for the lefty shortstop, 1-1. Ruschi 3rd on the team in average at .345. Leads the Trojan in hits with 73. Pops it up, stays in the infield. Bustos, the pitcher, comes in. He's called off by Velasco at third, who makes the catch between the mound and home plate for the final out here in the second game of the day. Ball game averages just below 3 hours today. UNOH comes from behind, and they take a 12-8 victory here today. And they move on in the winner's bracket contest tomorrow to take on the winner of our nightcap tonight between Southeastern and Bryan. The Trojans, the 3 seed, will play for their postseason hopes tomorrow at noon against the Cougars of Columbia. They're the 4 seed. UNOH moves to 38-12 on the year. Taylor falls to 40-17. We'll take a break and come back with the Ivanhoe post-game show next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Back here inside the press box at picturesque Winter Holder Field as the host Trojans, the 3 seed out of Taylor University, fall to the 2 seed Northwestern Ohio by a final of 12-8. Trojans had 14 hits, 2 errors, 11 left. UNOH 14 hits as well. They also had 2 errors. They also had 11 runners left on the bases today. Big stat of the day, UNOH 2 for 2 of the bases loaded. The Trojans were 0 for 2. We are now joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould, in his 18th season. Second time that the program has got to host an opening round. Obviously not how you wanted it to start. What happened there with the UNOH offense that seemed to get going there about the midway point?
Yeah, Luke just, he just wasn't as sharp with the slider, and so he couldn't land it. I think he was close at times, but wasn't getting the call, and the guy's doing the plate's a great umpire, so I'm certainly not putting on him. He just couldn't land the slider. I think when you're out there pitching with one pitch to a really, really good a really good offensive team like UNOH, a very balanced offensive team. They're very, you could see they're just gritty in the box. They don't strike out. So I haven't looked. They probably had 3 extra base hits, probably 2 home runs and a double.
Yep, that's it.
And and so then we just couldn't get the swings and misses, and so we had decided early in the week that to win the game we'd pitch Luke and Noah. If you don't win this game, nothing else really matters. And I thought Noah came in and did a really nice job. And by then their hitters were rolling. So everything you said there was really true, Rick. I would just say this: their guy Heredia, who came in, was fantastic.
Yeah, he had 10 strikeouts. He had 7 retired in order. I mean, you guys didn't have a hit until the Vandermolen knock with 2 outs. You were almost 4 innings without a hit is tough to do.
And we were really good early. We just, to your point, we had the right guys up with the bases loaded. We just, that the one early where we didn't tag at third was a big play. That run we certainly could have used it. And then,
the diving catch on Morris. I mean, that's 2 right there if he doesn't catch it. And
we got 1. We got a sac fly. I think TJ was up with the bases loaded. But we just didn't get. And I think you're right. We had chances to push that lead out early, and they hit that grand slam and got Noah in there and thought if we can hold him here, we have a shot. And then the guy was fantastic. He just mixed 3 pitches. He had a good sinking fastball, really good slider, and he threw that changeup in. And it was a very good, tight strike zone, what you'd want to see, and he pitched to it really well.
You turn around, you're going to play the first game tomorrow. Another sellout crowd here at Winterholder Field. Really big crowd, and Caleb Copeland gave him a lot to cheer about. A good bounce back from him to start the day off after having a rough cross-country tournament to play with that 2-run bomb.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb's such a good player. He's had as good a year as any freshman in the country, and a lot of his hits early in the year was a lot of opposite field action. We've been working hard. He's been working hard. I haven't been working real hard, to be honest. I just throw the ball and just getting the bat head out and pulling a little bit. And that ball was crushed, win, no win. That ball was crushed to the big part of the park. And so, some other guys. Jacob Morris had a great day. He had some really good swings, and Ben Cowbell had a couple big swings early. Again, I'll tip my cap to their guy. And but we got to try to reset, and it's one of those, they can be disappointed now. I think too many times coaches say, we got to get reset right now. We don't have to get reset now, but probably before they go to bed, every one of us going to make a decision on what we want tomorrow to look like. And I believe in this team's character and their toughness, and think we'll bounce back and play well tomorrow.
Last thing I'll let you go. You mentioned tough, and the first guy that comes to my mind is Connor Crawford. Went 4 for 5 today, had a big catch that he had to fight the wind and the fence and everything. And after the big home run after getting hit in the mouth last week, it's pretty cool to see him back out there playing. Just like he's just a little more equipment there on the helmet.
Yeah, he's had a good run. He had a really good day offensively. A lot of stuff to the middle of the field, and he's had a great senior year, and certainly getting hit in the face and bouncing back. He's shown a lot of character, a lot of toughness.
Kyle, thanks for the time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Rick.
That is the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould, joining us here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show. The Trojans fall to 40-17 on the year. UNOH improves to 38-12. They're on to the winner's bracket game tomorrow at 3:30 against the winner of our night game tonight between number 5 Bryan and number 1 Southeastern. Taylor and Columbia will lock horns tomorrow at noon, our first game of the day, to determine whose season continues. The loser will be out with 2 wins to start the double elimination tournament. So thanks to Owen Hardy, our producer today. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Cameron Andry. We're back in about 45 to 40 minutes, depending on how long we let the guys get going. It'll be top seed in the number 1 team in the country, the Fire of Southeastern, and the 5 seed Bryan. Our last game here of day 1 of the Upland bracket here at the 2022 NAIA Baseball Opening Round.